like a memory. When's it gonna get me? In my sleep, 7 feet ahead of me. If I see it coming, do I run or do I let it be? Is it like a beat without a melody? See, I never thought I'd live past 20. Where I come from, some yet half as many. Ask anybody why we living fast and we laugh. Reach for a flash, we have to make this moment last. That's plenty, scratch that. This is not a moment, it's the movement. We're all the hungriest brothers with something to prove. When foes oppose us, we take an honest stand. We roll like Moses, claiming our promised land. And if we win our independence, let it guarantee a freedom for our descendants. Or with the blood we shed, begin an endless cycle of vengeance and death with no defendants. I know the action and the speed is exciting, but Jesus, between all the bleeding and fighting, I've been reading and writing. We need to handle our financial situation. Are we a nation of states? What's the state of our nation? I'm past patiently waiting, I'm passionate and smashing every expectation, every action's an act of creation. I'm laughing in the face of casualties of sorrow. For the first time I'm thinking past tomorrow. And I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey, yo, I'm just like my country, I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. We gonna rise away, time to take a shot. We gonna rise away, time to take a shot. We gonna rise up, rise up. It's time to take a shot. Rise up, rise up. It's time to take a shot. Rise up. It's time to take a shot. Rise up. Take a shot. Shot. It's time to take a shot. Time to take a shot. And I am not throwing away my shot.
Oh, that's so cute.
Hey,
Yeah,
Joe.
wait, look at the arm over here. Wait.
You didn't call for an appointment, man. It's gonna be a while. I was afraid of this. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's not perfect.
So funny.
What? That ain't cool, Jazz. As long as that Harold cut your hair, his chair's wide open. Nah, I can wait. Joe, get your butt in this chair now. There's nothing rich folks love more than going downtown and slumming it with the poor. They pull up in their carriages and gawk at the students in the college just to watch them talk. Take Philip Schuyler, the man is loaded. Uh-oh, but little does he know that his daughters, Peggy, Angelica, Eliza,
So,
the city just to watch all the guys.
Main trauma I've been dealing with recently is missing someone who's no longer here. I'm sure a lot of people relate to that, but that's not why I wanted to talk about it today. I wanted to talk about it because I've started to notice that there are daily things that I do and I don't know if it necessarily helps me, but it makes me feel like I still have a piece of that person around. So every morning I put on 2 rings, regardless of what jewelry I end up wearing for the day. I mostly wear gold, that is my main color. I prefer it for jewelry, but I put on 2 silver rings every morning because one was my dad's, and I do eventually, but not right now. My boyfriend and I would like to in the future. But my dad's been gone for a little over a year now. That's pretty fucked up. So I put on his ring every morning, and then I also put on a ring with his initials on it that my sister sent to me, that she had made. He passed April 3rd in hospice. He had a cancer diagnosis that progressed pretty quickly. And I also like to keep like a little photo of him in my car, specifically like a photo that I used to carry around during some of the hardest years of my life. for a lot of periods of my life, I was being severely, like, controlled, manipulated, and abused.
Hear ye! Hear ye! My name is Samuel Savory, and I present free thoughts on the proceedings of the Continental
I wasn't able
Congress.
to have a lot of things that weren't broken or destroyed or burned or ripped up because they brought me joy. So I kind of hid this photo away of my dad and I that I had from when I was 16. And it's honestly like one of the last like printed out photos that we have together, like one of the most recent. I'm about to be 25, and for a lot of years he kind of ran away from his family. He dealt with really difficult addictions, and it got a lot worse in the end. He did make an active effort to be there for his family when he realized he wouldn't have another chance, but unfortunately it was kind of too late at that point, and I don't have a lot of regrets, but I do some days wish that I would have set aside some of my own pride and been there a little bit more. I know long term, he knew I forgave him and he knew I loved him. And he apologized to me, and a lot of people don't get that. And I'm really appreciative that he recognized that he fucked up. And I don't know, I guess I just want to know, like, obviously the cliche, like, it gets better with time, isn't entirely, like, false. But I guess if anybody has anything that they do that helps them, putting on 2 pieces of jewelry helps me feel closer to him. Holding a photo I've hidden in my drawer for years helps me feel like I honor him. I try to represent myself in my life daily, how I know he would be proud of me, and that helps me a lot, like on a deeper level. I truly love spending time by the water because it does remind me so much of time that we spent together, and the smell of the salt water and the feeling of the wind coming off the ocean is kind of unlike anything else, and it just takes me back to a place of peace and serenity when I didn't know as many things as I did and I wasn't so grown up. I had to grow up at a really young age. It makes you different. It definitely has an impact. I also think the people that we miss also kind of help keep us on our path, if that makes sense. Like, we want to make them proud, and we know they'd be proud of us, but it's like, I loved my dad when he was here, right? But you have to understand, he was an addict who had a traumatic brain injury, and his brain was quite literally scrambled when I was 2 years old. I had to see some pretty nasty parts of my dad that no little girl should have to see. And although he did his best, and he taught me some really great things and really important things, and he he was doing the best that he could for what he was working with, but also a very depressed individual himself. He was a human going through life for the first time too, and in pain all the fucking time, mentally, physically. And I mean, I watched this man like tear himself down, and I genuinely just kind of try to take it one day at a time and think of it like
Grammarly makes your message clear
as
so
if
it's
he's still
understood.
right next to me.
Download it for free
Like,
at Grammarly.com.
he could be a prick at times, and he could sit there and be like, "You're not a doctor yet? I'm unimpressed." But it was because he believed in me and thought I was smart enough to be a doctor. It wasn't because he was disappointed in my choices.
With up to 6 accounts. YouTube TV. Try it free. Terms
And he didn't always say things correctly, and he was very abrasive, and he fucked up like a lot of parents do, and like I think I will as a parent, and I know that. And I genuinely just, regardless of what you believe in, I think that there's a great empowerment in believing that they're still watching over you and guiding you, because they'll always be a part of your life and a part of your heart, and you'll always have those memories. I honestly have just been trying to focus on other things in life and just keep going. It has gotten difficult lately. I used to have really bad habits when I got depressed, and I've done a really good job of kicking those habits. But it doesn't mean that days are easy. Days are super difficult, and a lot of the time, stupid things get me through, and that's okay. And that's okay if you just have to wait till tomorrow, because you know it's going to be a fresh start and a better day. I've dealt with some shit lately where I had serious doubts in myself because of something that my own mom said to me, and I hope that literally everyone and anyone who may be going through something understands that it doesn't matter. Do the best you can. You have to live with your life. If something is helping you, use it. And if things aren't, benefiting you anymore, don't waste your time on them. I, got prescribed antidepressants and anti-anxiety medication, and my sober mom was like, wow, it's really sad that you have to rely on drugs for happiness every day. Take a second for that to sink in from an ex-addict. Because that shit cut deep. Especially coming from a parent. Oof. I genuinely didn't know what to say in response at the time. But after thinking about it, I did let her know how it made me feel, and I worked through why it bothered me, and I realized that I've always treated myself like I'm going right down the same path of my parents, and I've always treated myself like I don't have value. I've been really guilty of not loving myself enough in the past, so I am trying to make really big efforts to change that, and I am regularly taking medication and ignoring things that are harmful like that, and kind of just, like I said, taking it one day at a time to push through the intrusive thoughts. They can be a little overwhelming at times. Thank you. That's very sweet. I've gotten through a lot of shit in the past year. But I always try to find something to look forward to. And I always try to... There's this stupid necklace. It's not stupid at all. There's this necklace. And it's a pendant necklace that I bought from Target. And I went in there one day because I was really sad after my ex-husband was really mean to me one day. I like wore skinny jeans and makeup, like eyeliner and mascara to work. And that was the first time he called me a whore. And that started a trend that occurred then daily and with other like variations of the word. And then just at every opportunity. I genuinely didn't think there was a light at the end of the tunnel, and I kind of just like was wandering aimlessly. I stumbled upon like a necklace that was hanging on a rack that was like in the boys' clothes section, so it wasn't even in jewelry. It was just this little gold chain with a pendant that said "Purpose Fuels Passion," and I found that, and I literally was like, this is gonna start a fight that ends with a hole in the wall, probably near my head, because I spent $15 on myself on something I didn't need. Not only was I not allowed to do therapy at the time or get a doctor's help for my depression because we didn't have the money, because I was the only one working full time, and he was still buying anything he wanted weekly, monthly, like big purchases, like thousands of dollars. I just like was like, oh my god, like, whoa, a journal so I can like put something in it so I don't like and it was like, whoa, you spent $25 on yourself? End of the fucking world to a narcissist. Even when you're the breadwinner. I, for a long time, accepted that that was going to be the rest of my life, and I just had to find a way to push through it and exist. You can only do that for so long until you hit a wall of rage. When I tell you, like, that song that I play on a loop, Not Guilty by Sky Daddy, is my existence, it is, because I'm not exaggerating. A stupid little boy ex-husband who tears you down in every way, destroys every aspect of your personality, makes you question your fucking existence, lies to your face, puts his hands on you, and like just uses you as if you are his property and like cash cow. I genuinely, like, I don't understand. I don't understand how I like sat there for so long and just like you know what I mean? Like, you build resentment. I like divorced him in my head like the moment he put his hands on me. In my head, I've been divorced for years. To the state is a little different, but I'm like, can we not? Can you not hold up this paperwork? Because that's really manipulative and you're really showing you are exactly what I say you are. He's just a controlling little prick. So I'm like, we're gonna force this divorce because you don't get to be in my life anymore. Yeah, anybody going through a messy divorce? Anybody dealing with some divorce trauma? What's up with that? Where are my ladies who have left a piece of shit man, or shall I say boy, is more accurate. I have too many men hopping on here. I need it's totally fine. I need some women to hop on here so we can spill the tea. Spill all the tea about all the trauma. Somebody else, please. Like, I have too much to share. I have days worth, maybe more to share. I could probably start a series on it. Oh God. I need somebody else to input some. It can be childhood trauma, it can be relationship trauma, it can be any trauma. Just vent, dump in chat. Hey, how are you? We're talking heavy shit today. Feel free to vent about whatever. Even if you think it's big or small. It might help somebody else too. I've learned talking about these things can actually kind of shine some light for some people. I appreciate that. I do get that a lot, and it does mean a lot to me, because for a long time I thought I was nothing, and I genuinely thought I was going to be unalived under his hands one day. I literally was just bottom of the barrel, existing and being I hate everything about my fucking life silently, and just sitting there and I don't know. It was just such a weird experience that it almost feels like a fever dream, because it doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel like my mind can fully grasp what happened to me. And I think that's part of the reason I have a really hard time talking about it. But this kind of helps. It would help more if people shared. I would love if you guys shared, please. I'm going to probably put up a poll soon. I had a couple ideas on what to do with that. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. That's so fucking stupid. No. I'm so sorry about that. But yeah, I don't know. What are the other trauma types? Those are just the ones I have. Anybody here go through divorce? That is a different type of fun. That makes you realize the person that you married is actually a bitch. I'm gonna be so real. I thought when I, like, told him I was leaving, I was done. No. You want to know what fucking signed the deal for me? Holy shit. He literally, like, threw a fucking tantrum and did the whole, like, movie style cycle of, like, abuse, love dump, and, like, then, like, intimidate. And I was like, it's unfolding before my eyes. I wasn't crazy. I didn't make it all up in my head. It's not my bipolar. I was just sitting there, and he was literally having a tantrum and talking to himself, and I was just like, I gotta go to work. I gotta go. I gotta go. I really gotta go. You scaring me. I gotta go. You're fucking scaring me. I said that. Can you guess? I was barely allowed to leave. Because I said I'd come back. I was like, yeah. It's cool. I over-exaggerated. You didn't scare me. It's cool. I'm gonna just go to work. Got in the car. Burnt rubber. Got to work. I will not be coming back. That was a tactic to get out of the house because you are an abuser. It felt unreal, and then when I left and friends and family saw the crazy finally, it was like, the veil's been lifted. It wasn't the nice golden retriever boy that it pretended to be. It was actually a little pussy bitch who likes to on women. Yeah, it fucking sucked. It, for a minute, made me hate men. I hopped on that bandwagon for a minute, and then I was like, wow, that's crazy. That's a little extreme. I'm not like that. I don't hate men. I hate abusers. No, I literally, like, I was like, oh my god, am I a lesbian? What's happening? I had a lot of scrambled bits in my brain that I had to figure out when I left. I had to remember what I enjoyed to eat, watch, listen to. Forgot what my preferences were. Because when you're with someone who just chooses everything and doesn't let you have a say in anything and suppresses your real personality because they tell you that it's trashy and not good enough for them, then you start to forget who you used to be and who you want to be, and you start to just form in your mind, well, this is my life and where I'm gonna be, so this is who I'm supposed to be. So when I got out, and I'm literally sitting in a friend's car, and they're buying me lunch because I can only pay my rent, what do you want to eat? Simple question. There's only like 5 places in our hometown that are like fast food, you know what I mean? Like a Popeyes, Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, Taco Bell, Wendy's, right? Like, that's not hard. But then he's like, or do you want to go sit down somewhere? So then that quadruples my options. And then I'm panicking. Because I realize that after spending almost 7 years with a fucking narcissist, I forgot what I like to eat, and no wonder I have an eating disorder. Because it was just whatever he wanted, whenever he wanted, because he was a spoiled little brat. And for literally 2 months, 2 really good friends of mine spent a lot of time reteaching me what I liked and reminding me what brought me joy. And when they saw that, like, genuine smile on my face, they'd be like, that's it, that's your thing. Because every automatic response was what was Jackass's thing. What was his preference? What would keep him from getting upset tonight? What would keep him from getting too aggressive? What would keep him from, like, snapping? What could I do to be, like, more of a doormat, basically? And it is fucking sad. And I hope he gets fucking therapy and help and is better before he ever dates anyone else. But I genuinely, like, I never wish bad on anyone, but I don't understand how you can pretend to be someone else. And also simultaneously, like, tear down someone because you're insecure. Like, I get that's why. I do understand that equals that. Like, the insecurity is why, like, the tear down of my self-confidence happened. But it's like, I don't understand how you can, like, play pretend for so long. Like, I was in that for almost 7 fucking years of what I consider to be my prime. I'm not gonna lie. I know it makes me stronger, and I appreciate that shit so much. I know I'm a bad bitch now, right? Like, he used to make me feel so shitty. Like, I genuinely felt like I looked like a fucking troll. I thought I looked like a boy because I don't have triple D's. Like, I thought I was worthless. And I worked in healthcare as a PCT, which is an advanced CNA who does phlebotomy, EKGs, and then I was going to nursing school full-time and taking care of my parents and grandma, who's disabled.
You just hit your follower goal, by the way.
And oh, nice.
On Twitch.
And I just, like, I had so much on my plate. I had so much responsibility, and I was fucking 21 years old. And, like, I knew I needed to do what I needed to do, and I knew I couldn't rely on my parents, unfortunately, because I came from a really fucked up childhood home with not a lot of money or opportunities, and it was just not a good situation, mental or physical health-wise. And I know I couldn't control the home I was born into, but he walked into my life when I was in that home, and I was in that shithole, and I was like, you know what? Maybe this is better because there's money. There's no money. Mommy and daddy had money. Little baby bitch boy pretended to have money.
Honey, you might want to pay attention to your chat.
Oh, in Twitch?
Yeah.
Is this just showing my top stuff? Not all of it? Is this all of it?
So far, yeah.
Okay.
And somebody says Nicole says hi.
I didn't see that. That's not popping up on my end. So, I'm not sure why. Oh, hi. Thank you guys for joining. I was in nursing school and got about halfway through. Yeah. Hi on Twitch. For some reason, my chat is not, like, showing me things, so give me 1 second, because I'm gonna...
Nicole?
I don't. But that's okay.
Well, we're saying Nicole says hi, so I'm just curious.
I'm, like, Mackenzie. I have no idea. The only Nicole I know is from work. I'm like, that would be fucking hilarious if she was on here. No, but it was just like my childhood, and then from the ages of like literally like 18 to fucking I'm about to be 25 and just now getting this divorce shit through. So November is when I like officially walked out. I tried to walk out a couple times before that. It didn't work. Yeah. But like during COVID, I was in the hospital, and then my dad had his third stroke, and then I was like, fuck, I don't know what life is, but you don't fucking like me, and I can tell. So I was like, fuck you, I'm leaving you, and I'm quitting my job, and I'm moving to the fucking state my parents live in, and I'm gonna go take care of them, and I'm gonna fucking whatever, I'm gonna study there and do something in medicine. And then I got there, and like my mom wasn't paying her bills, and like my dad wasn't eating, and like my sister wasn't going to school, and so like I started homeschooling my sister during the pandemic because they shut down all the schools in that state. So I became her teacher while I worked part-time, and then I helped my mom with her job part-time, and then I basically just like played house and cooked and cleaned for everybody, and like got my sister like everything she needed, and like I've just played a really big part in raising her, and it's played a big part in developing me as a human. I definitely think it makes me a lot more mature having watched her grow up. She was born when I was 12, and my mom had a really complicated birth, and both of them flatlined, my mom twice and her once. And we didn't think either of them would make it. And my mom spent a lot of time in the ICU, and then in rehab, and in like physical therapy, and then she was on bed rest, and I couldn't tell you where my dad was. I have no fucking idea, but I do know that there was a newborn baby girl sitting in a crib. So instead of going to school, I would stay home and take care of my mom and try to stall out her boss at work, who didn't care if she was dying in bed. And try to stall out the landlord. And then my dad came back, and he left an envelope of cash. I was like, see, I told you I'd take care of it. And after I was done figuring out how to pay our rent at 12 years old, I went to the bathroom, and I tucked a towel along the door trim. I locked it, and I ran the shower, and I just yelled, I'll be out in 15. And I sat in the tub, and I fucking sobbed my eyes out. Because every time that man dropped money on the table, it meant he was disappearing again. And I got very used to thinking that a gift means I'm about to rip your fucking heart out. So thanks, Dad. He walked out literally like before I left the bathroom. I got out. I fed my little sister. I learned how to make a bottle when I was 11 in the what is it called? The class for being a new mom, because I had to go to those with my mom, because if you don't have 2 attendees in presence, you can't get food stamps or WIC for your child. And why would my dad show up to those? He didn't have to worry about feeding his kids. So another reason I missed school. So that was middle school for me. Was going to parent classes, sitting at EBT centers for 6 hours a day, waiting to get a $50 check for the month to feed my baby sister, and learning how to raise a baby at 12. And that was something. I haven't really talked about it that much, to be honest. I think the most extensively I've talked about it was with my childhood best friend, who kind of had the same situation where she had to raise her younger brothers. And I give myself a lot of grace nowadays because of it. I missed out on a lot, and there are a lot of people who have a lot to say about a lot of choices that I make as a young adult, and that's great. And I appreciate the intention of trying to protect me, and, like, cool. If you are still a child, protect your innocence. I'm no longer a child. I'm an adult facing my trauma. I'm dealing with my shit. I'm working through it. I'm not even fucking holding resentment for the people who put me through it anymore. I'm like, I'm doing the work. They're not. They're gonna sit there and break. I'm not. I'm gonna be okay. Like, I know I have the tools. I know I have the ability to get through it. It wouldn't have happened to me if I couldn't fucking survive it. There's no one I know who's gotten through shit like I have. I'm not saying I've been through the worst shit. I've heard some fucking terrible stories. I worked in the hospital. Please think about that very deeply for a second. Like, quite literally during the pandemic, I've, like, not witnessed with my eyes, like, felt with my fingertips while doing compressions, like, thousands of people pass away. Like, that mixed with that, like, some shit. Okay? I don't sugarcoat, and I'm done people pleasing because life is way too short to sit back and fucking accommodate everyone else. I literally, like, I do my best every single day to try, and yeah, it says chat disconnected. I do my best every single day to try and, like, put out the energy that I want to see in the world. I treat people the way I want to be treated. I want to spread positivity, and I want to be able to, like, there were a couple that were a lot worse than others. There are a couple that I still can't talk about. But it's fucking devastating. It doesn't matter if you've taken care of this patient for a month or if they just walked into the ER and dropped in front of you. It's a human being. I knew when I worked in the medical field that my brain worked very differently than others around me, and I think that's when I started to figure out that I was neurodivergent. I would talk to my friends, and it didn't matter if they were nurses or doctors or techs like me. It didn't matter if they were a patient, whatever. Some of them were different, like me. A lot of them were there for the wrong reasons. A lot of them, medicine pays. I quite literally can say without a doubt that I went to work every day with 120% energy because I knew if my parents were the ones on that hospital bed that I would want that nurse, that doctor, and that tech to do everything they fucking could in their power to help them get better, stay alive, or if they are passing, be as comfortable as they possibly could. It's fucking devastating to watch someone die. It's brain chemistry altering to bag a body. It is. It makes you realize life is really fucking short. It's very rare that CPR saves people, and they don't tell you that for a reason. A lot of people aren't optimists. They want to give you the best chance, right? So, like, obviously. However, when I was there before the pandemic, it was about every one in 8 to 10 we could save from like a traditional thing, not like I'm not talking like a GSW or I'm talking like a heart event or like a stroke or like something caused them to like stop breathing or stop their heart or like both, right? And that means but you can be for a little bit and we can bring you back. The thing is though, when I worked in the hospital pre-pandemic, the rate was like, I'd say like 1 in 8 came back and were unaffected. Okay? That's still 7 that I had to and then look at their families 20 feet away and tell them that we couldn't do it. But COVID hit, you know. And let me preface this with, I don't get heated about debates between any of the shit. Like, I just never did in the past. I was one of those people who was ignorant and was like, it doesn't affect me, I'm young and I don't care. Whatever. I'm not paying attention to it. It's too triggering. But at that time, even with all that ignorance, the one thing that literally drove a fucking dagger into my heart was people who sat there and said it wasn't real or told me to take off my fucking mask were the times that I was assaulted in the hospital hallway or walking out to my car and a mask was ripped off my face over a political view, when I literally could only then save during the pandemic about every 1 in 50 patients if I was lucky. Because no one was fucking surviving. We weren't staffed. We didn't have medicine. So many of us were so ready to just get out there without masks, without gowns, without gloves, and just take care of these people, save these people. Do you know there were laws put in place that prevented us from treating patients within hospitals unless we had proper PPE, which had a list of requirements, and if we were caught going into a room without those, which, don't get me wrong, I get it. I worked on the surgical unit. I understand germs and spread of disease. But the CDC literally made it so that if, like, you walked into a room without PPE, even if your hospital didn't have the equipment and they had COVID, and then you went to go treat other patients, COVID or not COVID positive, you were fucking fired. You were stripped of your nursing license. Can anybody guess what it was like when everything got filled up? Because overflow units or not, there's only so many beds in a hospital. Even with people going on news stations and radios saying, don't come in if you're not really sick. That wasn't the problem. The problem was there was a real pandemic happening that we weren't equipped to handle. And everybody was too worried about how they could make the most money instead of how they could save the most lives. So instead of pouring supplies into hospitals here, you know, it's cool. We'll just, like, fly our top staff out of the country to different locations where they get paid more and incentivize them more for that. Can somebody tell me why we incentivized travel nursing instead of staying at a home base hospital nursing? Can somebody explain that dynamic to me? Because I love to see a baddie travel nurse making that 50 fucking mil a year bag go off. I'm exaggerating, obviously. No, but they make stupid money. Like, every travel nurse I've ever fucking seen, talked to, interacted with, like, literally had no less than 3 cars and 2 houses. I'm not kidding. Can you tell me why during a widespread pandemic where we don't want people to travel, we incentivized the people working closest to the sickest, running the highest risk of spreading it, were incentivized more to hop from location to location, and more if they went from state to state, and even more if it was to a different country, when we had people right here being turned away at the door because a nurse can only legally have so many patients. But guess what? It doesn't matter what the law is when we have beds available and people are dying or standing in front of our hospital dying. So we just took them and kept taking them, and there were no more limits. I remember a time I had 40 patients. I remember a time when I had 15 total patients. If you're in the medical field, you know. If you're not, look it up. A total patient means they can't do anything for themselves. They can't feed themselves. They can't go to the bathroom by themselves. They go to the bathroom on themselves. I'm not saying that meanly. I'm saying that very frankly. I am saying that they are either paralyzed, severely handicapped, in a coma, suffering a severe neurological disorder, or severely incapacitated in the ICU. Or they weigh 600 fucking pounds. And I'm going to be honest, 15 total patients for one person? I want you to think about that a second. How long do you take to eat breakfast in the morning? Should I rush you because you're in a shittier situation than other patients? Like, genuinely think about this, please. Do you think you deserve less time because you are either handicapped or incapacitated? No. If anything, more time, right? But think about this. If I don't feed every one of my patients, they go hungry. There is no one else. There is no extra help. There is no one to call. There's, like, days I went without peeing or eating while I worked 12 to 14 hour shifts and would get out with a fucking pee stain on my pants because I couldn't make it to the bathroom at the end of my shift, and literally sat there, don't give a fuck if it's TMI, for 10 minutes because I hadn't used the bathroom all day. But it's okay because I didn't have time to drink water either. This is not a pity party for me. This is, let's fucking uncover what actually happened, because a lot happened that nobody fucking talks about or nobody wants to hear about because it's hard to listen to. Guess what? It was fucking harder to live. Do you know what it was like to fucking, like, get in the morning and be like, oh my god, I'm too tired. No. I can't be tired. I don't care if my heart rate is 120. If my patient's heart rate was 120, I was going to get the nurse. If my heart rate was 120, I was going downstairs to get a fucking triple shot espresso with a Monster on the side. You know why? Because if I blinked for too long, someone could fucking die. And I wasn't letting that fucking happen. Like, I've never had a sense of being like, oh, I know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm so confident in this. This is my shit. I run the... When I tell you, COVID happened and I grew up. I thought I grew up with my little sister. I grew up. I did so many things. So many fucking things, and I'd do them again. Fucking decontamination showers at the hospital. Fucking bagging all my clothes with gloves on and Clorox wiping it before I wash it in bleach. Fucking, like, taking off my scrubs a certain way so I don't get COVID germs on my face, in my eyes. Because someone with COVID literally bled on me earlier, like, or sneezed on me, or, like, I had a person with COVID, perfect example. Their heart started giving way while I was standing in the doorway of the room, and we had a policy that we could, because the beds were far enough from the door, it was further than 6 feet, it was about 8 feet, so we could open the door without gear, and we could check on them, and we could see if they needed anything before we geared up and came in. And I opened the door to my patient's room, and I almost lost my job that day because his heart started giving out in front of me, and he said, please help me. And I didn't give a fuck about a gown and a mask, and he was COVID positive and hacking up a lung all day in that room. I have asthma and a really weak immune system, and I'm extremely susceptible. And they have all of my charts on my medical history in the hospital because I work in an ICU, I work in the surgical unit, I worked in the ER, around everyone and the sickest patients, even cancer patients who don't have an immune system. So I was tested for everything and anything, and they knew all of my levels, and they knew how susceptible I was, and they knew I fucking didn't have all of my boosters yet. And I genuinely would do it 1,000 fucking times over. He ended up making it. And like, I got sick. They told me I didn't have COVID. I don't know. I had COVID symptoms and I was sick as fuck after that, and I was out of work. But they said I didn't have COVID. But I just couldn't imagine looking his family in the face and being like, no, I'm so sorry. I could have been in there a minute sooner, but I had to put on 17 layers of PPE to make sure I don't spread it to my other patients. I get what I did was dangerous, and I get that, like, go decontaminate, like, go home if necessary, if you really want, but, like, when we are literally, like, sitting there, like, taking care of these people for weeks, some months, and we're just watching them fucking decline. Like, it was so much that I wanted for a long time, so passionately, to be a fucking surgeon. I literally was so ready to go to medical school. I was like 8 to 10 years of school. Sign me the fuck up. My dad and my uncle have been doing school as long as I can remember, and they wouldn't change it for the world. I fucking love learning, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Can I help figure out ways to save people? Like, I didn't see an end to it. It was, like, my light. It was my hope. Like, it was what kept me going. I'm about to be 25. I set down a path, like, figuring out how I wanted to work my way up and everything through, like, the nursing structure of that first, and then getting my doctor for it. But quickly decided against that when I realized there's not a lot of room for, like, advancement and exploration and, like, technical learning in that setting. Once you become a certain practice surgeon, you kind of stay in that realm, and you kind of just stick to, like, what they know. You're not behind any of the science of developing any of the, like, new treatments, new technology, new procedures, new studies for how things work. I've always been someone who picked things apart because I wanted to know how they worked. And I've only gotten more into that with people as I've gotten older. And I've genuinely just had so many people tell me that I've helped them so much in ways that others couldn't, that I just wanted to find a way to start sharing that in a larger quantity, I guess, and kind of still the same quality, but just getting that across to kind of audiences who want to hear it versus just kind of talking into a void. But I appreciate all the love in the chat. Thank you. I'm sorry I can't see my Twitch chat. I don't know what's going on with that. Let me see if I can figure that out. It's like literally, oh, refresh. Could I try that? Yeah, it's not multi-stream. Oh. Do I have to grant permissions? Is that what's happening? Authorize. so I should be able to see the chat now, but I couldn't before for some reason. That's weird. Thank you. Yeah, I feel like a lot of the things you experience in life can help shape who you become, but you have to decide if that's going to be a positive thing or a negative thing. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for joining. But I do always try to see the best in people, but I also try to encourage them to let that lead them in a better light. Obviously, like, not everybody's gonna listen to me. But even if it helps like 1 or 2 people, I'm happy. I didn't have safe spaces to go, so I want other people to have that. I've been learning a lot with my little sister as far as, yeah, absolutely. No, I've been working really hard on prioritizing myself, and that is something you guys should do too. But my little sister has taught me that it's okay if I couldn't have like the best things in my childhood. I can like work on what I can have now, and I can look forward to the future and all the fun things I'm gonna do with my life and all the amazing things I can do. And honestly, like, even if I couldn't have that, like, I want to provide that for other people. And in turn, that kind of also creates that space for me too. So it's not completely one-sided. I mean, like, I would love to grow this community a little more with like the garden side of it, but obviously TikTok is super restrictive and we haven't been getting a lot of traction with that because every time I put something up, it gets pulled or like it's just not reaching a lot of people. And I feel like the creators who like show more than me are getting across to larger audiences, and it's kind of just frustrating at this point because I'm not so much into it for the like giggly entertaining side of it as I am like a mental health advocate who like knows how it can help you in ways that like antidepressants can too, or anti-anxiety meds can, or blood pressure meds can, or, and I'm not saying that that is the replacement of a doctor. See your doctor. But I'm saying if I can, you know, garden instead of take a fucking million pills, I'm going to. Like, for 1000% sure. I've been over-prescribed a lot of things in my life, and I definitely don't want to go through that again. It's not a fun time. Not at all. But yeah, do you guys have any? Feel free to comment below. I got a little medicine tracker. I'm so excited. Okay, but this is awesome. Okay. But the Hamilton stopped, so that is not awesome. That is tragic. And on a winter's ball, baby. That's a crime. That's a Hamilton crime.
How does a bastard, orphan, son of a whore go on and on, grow into more of a
What does that mean?
phenomenon? Watch this obnoxious,
This guy's
arrogant,
comment,
loudmouth
you know,
baller be seated at the right hand of the father.
Like-
Washington hires Hamilton
like
right
you're saying
on
gardening.
side, but Hamilton still wants to.
I'm asking them
Right.
something.
Now
I
Hamilton
thought you
still
meant
with
for sure.
will is
No.
undeniable, but what do we have in common? We're reliable with the ladies. There are so many to deflower. Ladies.
Are you talking the pills or garden?
They delighted and distracted.
Because pills are very addicting, and that's what my dad was addicted to. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'd much rather garden. And I know so many people my dad's age, older, like, I've helped, and that's not even like to brag on myself. I don't give a shit if I get any fucking credit for it. I'll put a bag over my head and stream on here. I don't give a shit. But what I want people to realize is that there have been a lot of people who have come back to me and be like, you've made a real fucking difference in my daily life. Like, I feel better as a person, and I can function better, and I go to work happy, and I'm not fucking sitting there, like, screaming at my kid because I threw a fucking block at my foot. Like, I'm, like, a little more patient. Like, those are the things that make me do what I do. Like, those are the things that I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, my heart could melt right now. Like, that's why I love doing this. Like, not because I'm like, oh my god, I can get the, like, highest, I can get the highest cereal, and that's gonna be fucking, oh yeah, that's gonna be great. I'm doing great. How are you? No. I'm in this because I genuinely, like, study the science behind it and understand ways for it to help. I, of course, have customers who come in and are just like, give me all of it. I just want the best. What you say the best is. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm giving you a random pile of shit because you clearly don't care. Hey. And I'm like, I don't really care. But the people who come in and they're like, hey,
Where are you taking me?
I'm about to change your life.
I have anxiety.
Elizabeth Seiler. It's a pleasure to meet you. My sister.
Like,
Thank you for all your service.
and I'm like,
It takes fighting a war for us
yeah,
to
of
make it
course, I
perfect.
got you. Like, I have anxiety. I don't make eye contact with people at work. Like, I throw myself under the bus. I use myself as an example. Like, I am a patient. I understand it. Like, I'm there for real ailments. I'm not. Like, don't get me wrong. I've been doing this since before it was a program, but, like, I don't give a shit. I'm like, this has a purpose? Cool if you want to know the other stuff too. I'm happy to, like, educate on all of it. Whatever. Have fun. And also reap the benefits. But, like, y'all gotta get, like, bear with me while I get a little nerdy, because I know way too much about it. I wanted to go over some, like, new ones that we got in at my work. But I have to be super careful about how I say it. So, like, I've thought about different ways to do it, and I think the easiest way to honestly do it is, like, I'm kind of just gonna, like, talk about it over here, obviously on both, but, like, that I'm gonna show on Twitch. So if you want a little more detail, head over there, because I can't show anything on here. I don't have it with me, so I'm gonna show my computer screen. But I've actually gone through all of the COAs, which that's a certificate of analysis. So it tells you everything about that type. And it's just like, it's helpful to determine the effects and the outcome. I'm very terpene based, so I like to look at the list, and I like to look at the top 5. I like to look at the percentage of the terpenes. Honestly, a lot of the time, the way that I find strains for people is through the terps. So it's very helpful to kind of narrow down what you're looking for, what taste and effect you want, the smell, like the nose on it. Some people break it down as easy as day and night.
The future of your business.
Some people are like
with Wix,
high or low.
capabilities.
Some people are like
more customization,
up or down, or some people are like head and body. It just
AI text generator.
Let me be so real.
Consistent brand voice to every corner of your site.
Almost everything is hybrid.
Unlimited unique visuals. Enhance every piece of content you create.
Everything is diluted. We don't have old school anymore. Stop asking for old school when you come in. I can't give you old school. I literally can't.
AI-powered
It doesn't exist anymore.
More conversions.
Unless you go to Ronnie's backyard.
Smart benchmarks show you exactly where you stand.
Like, I literally can't.
It's working. And
The
when
other
it's
thing,
working,
I'm
so
just
you can
like,
quickly spot your
there
next
are
opportunity and take your
other
business where
elements
you
to
wanna
it besides
go.
the head
Just
part.
getting started.
So there
Go
are
to
parts of it
Wix.com and make it happen.
that have studies showing that they remove cancer cells from your body. They have parts of it that have studies that show that they help you fall asleep, like melatonin. They have
Want more
studies
time
that
to
show
focus
parts
on
of it
growing your small
can
business?
help you
Try
like
Intuit QuickBooks.
digest food
AI-powered
easier.
tools like
There are
automatic
parts of it
reconciliation
that
take tedious tasks off your plate,
obviously,
so
like,
you can
parts of
focus
it,
on
parts
big
of the
picture
plant.
growth. Try Intuit QuickBooks.
that not different parts like on it, but elements in it. If I say that word though, it will absolutely get cut. Because it's way too similar to like the
Now,
term.
give it for
But
maid
the
of honor, Angelica Schuyler.
I'm trying to think how to phrase this. The makeup of that
To the groom,
also helps with the effects.
to the bride.
Yeah. So Myrcene is one of my favorites. It's very calming. So it's anti-anxiety, it's anti-inflammation, it's an appetite stimulant. So people who want to eat more, I recommend it to them. People who have trouble eating, I recommend it to them. That's why I use it. I'm mostly like a stevia girl, and that's mostly like, honestly, most stevias are prevalent in humulene, which is an appetite suppressant terp. So it's like literally the opposite effect that you want. So it's just kind of like funny because I want the mood boosting, the like elevating, right? But then I want the appetite from it too. So it's just. Alright, here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna set up this medication tracker.
You're like me.
We're gonna listen to Hamilton.
Satisfied. I've never been satisfied.
And, even though it's a stupid weird time to do it, we're gonna throw on a little makeup look and just try something different for once, because it's our day off and we can do whatever the fuck we want. And also, you guys love to see my fucking makeup looks, so let's go. Why not? I'm so excited for this.
Oh, you're live on. You're live on YouTube channel.
Am I?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think it actually
Hey,
worked.
Jeff, you're live.
That's fucking hilarious. Oh, I hit multi-stream!
You did it, yeah.
I got approved! Hell yeah! I'm on YouTube! I had multiple patients who came into my work who were like, if you're on YouTube, I'll watch you tonight. Have a great day. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, so I have this. Yeah, like I said, I don't care if anybody watches. It's fine. It can literally catch on fucking 60 years from now, and I could be dead. I genuinely don't care. I do not need fame. I don't need popularity. I just want to be here as a fucking, like, almost like an encyclopedia for you guys, if that makes sense.
Elizabeth Schuyler. It's a pleasure to meet you.
I just kind of like, I don't know, I feel like it could be of more use than just selling, if that makes sense. Like, I'm a cashier, right? But like, and that's cool, and I help a couple people a day, but like, not everyone's there for educational purposes, you know?
I'll leave you to it.
I know my sister like I know my own mind. You will never find anyone as trusting or as kind. Sized him up so quickly. At least, my dear Eliza's his wife. At least I keep his eyes in my life. To the groom, to the groom, to the bride, to the bride, to the bride.
Love this song.
From your sister, it's always by your side.
I've only listened to it a couple times this week, I swear. I swear, it's just been a couple times. It hasn't been on like a repetitive loop every morning or anything similar to that. It hasn't also been my car ride playlist either. I promise I haven't just been binging musicals that my boyfriend got me hooked on. That would be weird. We don't talk about it, okay? This is my safe space too. I know I have a problem, and I don't care. You're not here for the musicals.
I may not
You're not
live
supported.
to see our glory.
Okay, so
To see our glory.
I've been meaning to show this for a while. I did one the other night, but I wanted to do another little demo.
The tomcat can do
So it has to be over here. I cannot show it here. But you just get a simple glass piece from the smoke shop. You're set. You're literally set. That's all you need. And then, oh, I actually forgot something. Could you grab it for me? I don't have my, yeah. And then you need something that my wonderful boyfriend is grabbing for me. So you need fire. Fire! So you need to get a thingy. Thank you. And it's gonna look like this. This is a big one, which is fine, because I like a powerful torch. So I turn it to about halfway.
Now be sensible from what
You can do it a little lower. But then I'm gonna do a timer for 30 seconds. When it's like on full blast like that. When it's like lower, I do like 40.
These guys should go.
And then I just, oh shit, you locked it. Hold on.
I wish you brought this girl with you tonight.
Okay.
You're very kind, but I'm afraid it's a long.
Okay, so just heat the nail. And you want to hold it a little lower than I am, because I'm paying attention to the screen, and I should be paying attention to the torch next to my fingers. And if you do want to watch on Twitch, because I cannot show what I'm doing over here as I'm heating the nail for the oil, join the 710 Twitch. The link is in my bio. Okay, so then you're gonna let this cool for equal time, so either 30 or 40 seconds. If your device is completely out of butane, then you only run it for like 20 seconds and you drop that thing immediately. You drop that thing. Let me stop talking before I run out of time. I'm literally running out of
Auto
time right
insurance
now.
all seems the same until
You guys
it's
gonna
time
come
to use
watch
it.
the
With
oil
USAA,
party?
It's easy to file claims,
So,
schedule repairs, and access
once you
roadside
have
assistance
your
right through your app. Or you could take your chances
beautiful
somewhere else.
little
Get a quote today.
consistency whipped up, because if it's solventless that you get from my shop, what I want you to do is take your tool in the jar and then take a clump of that shit out. You can't see it from back here, it ain't big enough. That's, holy shit, that's what she said. Fuck, I'm so sorry for that. That is not what I meant, but my banger is absolutely way too cool now, so we're gonna reheat that bitch. There's no fucking way it's hot enough. Alright. Haven't gone banned on TikTok yet. That's a good sign. Woohoo! Let's fucking go! Oh, fuck. Pay attention to what you're doing. Okay. Chloe, don't start. Can you please get my dog? She's about to go the fuck off. Alright. Wait equal time. Grab your tool and your carb. Get any cap. If you don't have this, this comes from the same store. If you don't have this, grab a fucking quarter and drop it on there. Don't touch it. It'll get hot, obviously. Now, stick this shit in there and scrape it around. Your turn. And you just literally inhale. Do not touch from here down. You do, you will go to the ER for a fucking 3rd degree burn because all of that glass is over 500 degrees. Oh, fuck, here it comes. Yep. Yo. We're dying. Oh, fuck. Was it beautiful? Oh, fuck. I just died. I feel like even if I show my tool, I'll get banned in here.
You're a dude, you definitely.
Huh?
It's a bad joke.
Oh. Taste the fucking rainbow. Because the dab is attacking me.
I have never seen the general so despondent. I have taken over writing all his correspondence. Congress writes, George attacked the British forces. I shoot back, we have resorted to eating our horses. Local merchants deny us equipment assistance. They only take British money, so sing a song of sixpence.
Cavalry's not coming. But sir, Alex, listen, there's only one way for us to win this. Provoke outrage. Outright.
That's right.
Don't engage. Strike by night. Remain relentless until the troops take flight.
Make it impossible to justify the cost of the fight.
Outrun.
Outrun.
Outlast.
Outlast.
Hit 'em quick, get out fast. Stay alive until this horror show is past. We're gonna fly a lot of flags, half-mast.
Raise a glass.
I go back to New York in my apprenticeship. I asked for French aid, I see the concept censorship. With him,
I'm gonna die.
write essays against slavery, and every day's a test of our
This
camaraderie and bravery.
was the last oil I'll ever take.
Steal contraband. We pick and choose our battles and places to take a stand. And every day, sir, entrust me with a command. And every day,
No.
he dismisses me out of hand. Instead of me, he promotes Charles Lee, makes him second in command.
I'm a general.
Yeah, he's not the choice I would have gone with. He shits the bed at the Battle of Monmouth. Everyone
What are you doing? Leave it back on your duty. There's so many of them. Sorry, is this not your speed? 1,000 soldiers die in 100-degree heat as we snatch a stalemate from the jaws of defeat.
Would like to stop coughing now. But this dab keeps fucking hitting the back of my throat.
Cannot be left alone to his devices. Indecisive and crisis. Crisis, the best thing.
Revolution back to planting tobacco in Mount Vernon. Don't do a thing. History will prove him wrong. But sir, we have a war to fight. Let's move along. Strong words from Lee. Someone ought to hold him to it.
I can't disobey direct orders.
Then I'll do it.
Hey, shh.
Seriously?
I've got.
You're fine.
Lawrence, do not throw away your shot.
You know the feeling. You've written your first draft for an important writing.
Chloe.
No, ma'am. Okay. Give me 1 second.
With my draft open, I select a section of my paper that I think could benefit from an additional perspective. I then ask Grammarly to suggest counterarguments. Within seconds, Grammarly generates a list of potential counterarguments that challenge my thinking and present new opportunities to enrich my paper. Grammarly, each suggestion is an opportunity to
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's the 10 dual commandments. It's the 10 dual commandments. Number 1, the challenge for men's satisfaction. If they apologize, no need for further action. Number 2, if they don't, grab a friend. Second,
A new tale when there's reckoning to be reckoned.
Number 3, have your seconds meet face to face.
Negotiate or negotiate a time and place.
This is commonplace, especially to recruits. Most disputes die and no one shoots. Number 4, if they don't reach a peace, that's alright. Time to get some pistols and the doctor on site.
You pay him in advance, you treat him with civility.
You have him turn around so he can have deniability. 5, pull before the sun is in the sky. Pick a place to die where it's high and dry. Number 6,
Leave a note for your next of kin. Tell him where you've been. Pray that hell or heaven lets you in.
7, confess your sins. Ready for the moments of adrenaline. When you finally face your opponent. Number 8, last chance to negotiate. Send in your second, see if they can set the record straight. Alexander,
Aaron Burr, sir.
can we agree the duels are dumb and immature?
Sure, but your man has to answer for his words, Burr.
With his life, we both know that's absurd, sir.
Hang on, how many men died because Lee was inexperienced and ruinous?
Okay, so we're doing this. Number 9,
Look him in the eye, ain't no higher. Summon all the courage you require. Count it!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Number 10, cases fire!
Lee, do you yield?
Shot him in the side, yes he yields. I'm satisfied, we gotta clear the field.
Yo, we won.
Here comes the general. This should be fun. What is the meaning of this, Mr. Burr? Get a medic for the general. Yes, sir. Lee, you will never agree with me, but believe me, these young men don't speak for me. Thank you for your service. That's right. Hamilton, sir, meet me inside. Meet him inside. Meet him inside. Meet him inside. Meet him inside. Son,
Don't call me son.
this war is hard enough without infighting.
Lee called you out. He called us
You
rough.
solve nothing. You aggravate our allies to the south.
You're absolutely right. John should have shot him in the mouth. That would have shut him up.
Son,
I'm not your son.
watch your tone. I am not a maiden in need of defending. I am
Charles Lee,
wrong.
Thomas Conway, these men take your name and they rake it through the mud.
My name's been through a lot. I can take.
Well, I don't have your name. I don't have your titles. I don't have your land. But if you know, if you gave me command of a battalion, a group of men to lead, I could fly above my station.
Or you could die, and we need you alive. More than willing to die. Your wife needs you alive, son. I need you alive. Call me son one more time. Go home, Alexander. That's an order from your commander. Sir? Go home.
How does a ragtag volunteer army in need of a shower somehow defeat a global superpower? How do we emerge victorious from the quagmire? Leave the battlefield waving Betsy Ross's flag higher? Yo, turns out we have a secret weapon, an immigrant you know and love who's unafraid to step in. He's constantly confusing, confounding the British henchmen. Everyone give it up for America's favorite fighting Frenchman! I'm taking this horseman of rains, wicked red coats, weather with blood stains. Feel I'm never gonna stop until I make them drop, burn them up and scatter the remains down. Watch me engaging them, escaping them, and raising them out. I go to France for more fun. I come back with more guns and ships, and so their balance shifts.
We rendezvous with Rochambeau, consolidate their gifts.
We can end this war in Yorktown, cut them off at sea, but for this to succeed, there's someone else we need.
I know.
So he knows what to do in the trench, ingenuitive and fluent in French, I mean. So you're gonna have to use him eventually. What's he gonna do on the bench, I mean? No one has more resilience or matches my practical tactical brilliance. You want to fight for your land back?
I need my right
Alexander Hamilton.
Motions are
Troops
getting
are waiting
used.
in the field for you.
So
Join us right
you
now.
put it under the running water and you squeeze it to absorb it, and then you wring it out. Okay, thank you.
I have soldiers that will yield for you.
Alright,
If we
cool.
manage to get this right, they'll surrender. You'll never be the same.
What happened? What did I do? Oh, god damn it. Thank you.
When it came time to take things to
How does a bastard, orphan, son of a whore go on and on, grow into more of a phenomenon? Watch this obnoxious, arrogant, loudmouth father. He's seated at the right hand of the father. Washington hires Hamilton right on sight, but Hamilton still wants to fight, not right. Now Hamilton's skill with the quill is undeniable, but what do we have in common? We're reliable with the ladies. There are so many to devour. Ladies. Looks, proximity to power. Ladies. They delighted and distracted him. Martha Washington named her feral tomcat after him.
That's true.
1780, a winter's ball, and the Schuyler sisters are the envy of all. Yo, if you could marry a sister, you're rich, son.
Is it a question of if Burr or which one?
Hey,
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 hey.
hey, 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 hey.
Everybody's dancing in the band's top volume. Ride to the rhythm as we whine and die. Grab my sister and whisper, yo, this one's mine. My sister made her way whispering to you, and I got nervous thinking, what you gonna do? She grabbed you by the arm, I'm thinking I'm through. And you look back at me and suddenly you're helpless. Oh, look at those eyes, your eyes are so bright, and I'm helpless. Down for the count and I'm drowning in a helpless. Something to you, look into your eyes, something to you, I'm helpless. Down for the count and I'm drowning in a.
Where are you taking me?
I'm about to change your life.
By all means, lead the way.
I dropped my blush.
Skylar, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Schuyler,
My sister. Thank you for all your service.
it takes fighting a war for us to meet. It will have been worth it.
I'll leave you to it.
1 week later, I'm writing a letter nightly. I'm a lucky letter, every letter that you write me. Laughing at my sister 'cause she wants to form a harem.
I'm just saying, if you really love me, you would share them.
Ha! 2 weeks later, in the living room, stressing. My father's stone face.
Oh, man. It went all the way under the damn desk. What the hell?
Wine and dine, and I'm trying not to cry 'cause there's nothing that your mind can't do. My father makes his way whispering to you. I panic for a second, thinking we're through, but then he shakes your hand and says, "Be true," and you turn back to me, smiling, helpless. Look into your eyes, and I'm helpless. Down for the count, and I'm drowning in a helpless.
don't have a dollar to my name, an acre of land, a truth to command, a dollop of fame. All I have's my honor, a tolerance for pain, a couple of college credits, and my top-notch brain. Insane, your family brings out a different side of me. Peggy confides in me, Angelica tried to take a bite of me. No stress, my love for you was never in doubt. We'll get a little place in Harlem and we'll figure it out. I've been living without a family since I was a child. My father left, my mother died. I grew up buck wild, but I'll never forget my mother's face. That was real. As long as I'm alive, Eliza, swear to God you'll never heal. So Eliza, I never felt so. Yo, my life is gonna be fine 'cause Eliza's in the.
Got some new stuff from Walgreens. So we're gonna try some new makeup tonight, because why not? Because why not?
The future of your business is here. With Wix, you get advanced AI capabilities. For more customization,
All right, that's what I'm talking about. Now, everyone, give it up for the maid of honor. After the war, I went back to New York.
After the war, I went back to New York.
I finished up my studies and I practiced law.
I practiced law, Bird worked next door.
Even though we started at the very same time, Alexander Hamilton began to climb. How to account for his rise to the top? Man, the man is non-stop.
Gentlemen of the jury, I'm curious, bear with me. Are you
1789. How does the bastard, orphan, immigrant, decorated war vet unite the colonies through more debt? Fight the other founding fathers till he has to forfeit. Have it all, lose it all. You ready for more yet? Treasury Secretary, Washington's the president. Every American experiment sets a precedent. Not so fast, someone came along to resist him. Pissed them off until we had a two-party system. You haven't made a ambassador to France, but someone's gotta keep the American promise. You simply must meet Thomas. Thomas Jefferson's coming home. Thomas Jefferson's coming home. Thomas Jefferson's coming home. Thomas Jefferson's coming home. Lord, he's been off in Paris. Revolution. But the sun comes up and the world still spins. I held Lafayette draft a declaration, and I said I gotta go. I gotta be in Monticello. Now the work at home begins. So what did I miss?
Literally got tired of this from TikTok. Crazy. Fucking crazy. Also, about maybe restarting this TikTok live, actually. Because sometimes that does.
I
130 viewers, 2 new followers. I'll take it. Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've come from anywhere in the world tonight, but you're here with us in New York City. Are you ready for a cabinet meeting, huh? The issue on the table. Secretary Hamilton's plan to assume state debt and establish a national bank. Secretary Jefferson, you have the floor, sir.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We talk to these ideals, we shouldn't settle for less. These are wise words, enterprising men quote them. Don't act surprised, you guys, cause I wrote them. Ow, but Hamilton forgets. His plan would have the government assume state debt. Now, place your bets as to who that benefits. The very seat of government where Hamilton sits.
Not true.
Oh, if the shoe fits, wear it. If New York's in debt, why should Virginia bear it? Our debts are paid, I'm afraid. Don't tax the South, cause we got it made in the shade. In Virginia, we plant seeds in the ground. We create. You just wanna move our money around. This
Fucking love Hamilton's response in this
one.
one.
Too many damn pages for any man to understand. Stand with me in the land of the free. Pray to God we never see Hamilton's candidacy. Look, when Britain taxed our tea, we got frisky. Imagine what gon' happen when you try to tax our whiskey.
Thank you, Secretary Jefferson. Secretary Hamilton, your response. Thomas, that was a real nice declaration. Welcome to the present, we're running a real nation. Would you like to join us? Or stay mellow, doing whatever the hell it is you do in Monticello? If we assume the debts the union gets, a new line of credit, a financial diuretic, how do you not get it? If we're aggressive and competitive, the union gets a boost, you'd rather give it a sedative? A civics lesson from a slaver, hey neighbor, your debts are paid cause you don't pay for labor. We plant seeds in the South, we create and keep ranting. We know who's really doing the planting. And another thing, Mr. Age of Enlightenment, don't lecture me about the war, you didn't fight in it. You think I'm frightened of you, man? We almost died in the trench while you were off getting high with the French. Thomas Jefferson always hesitant with the president. Medicine, there isn't a plan he doesn't jettison. Madison, you mad as a hatter, so take your medicine. Damn, you in worse shape than the national debt is in. Sitting there useless as two shits. Hey, turn around, bend over, I'll show you where my shoe fits. Excuse me. Madison, Jefferson, take a walk. Hamilton, take a walk. We're gonna reconvene after a brief recess. Hamilton, sir, a word.
You don't have the votes. You don't have the votes. You're gonna need congressional approval and you don't have the votes. Such a blunder, sometimes it makes me wonder why I even bring the thunder.
Why he even brings the thunder? You want to pull yourself together? I'm sorry, these Virginians are birds of a feather. Young man, I'm from Virginia, so watch your mouth. So we let Congress get held hostage by the South? We need the votes. No, we need bold strokes. We need this plan. No, you need to convince more folks. Well, James Madison won't talk to me. That's a non-starter. Winning was easy, young man. Governing's hard. They're being intransigent. You have to find a compromise. But they don't have a plan. They just hate mine. Convince them otherwise. And what happens if I don't get congressional approval? I imagine they'll call for your removal. Sir, figure it out, Alexander. That's an order from your commander.
Hey, Joe, what are you doing here on a weekday? You didn't call for an appointment, man. It's gonna be a while. I was afraid of this. Go ahead and sit down. Oh, my Lord. You gotta wait, son. This is an emergency.
What? That ain't cool, Dad.
You could always let Harold cut your hair. His chair's wide open.
Nah, I can wait.
Joe, get your butt in this chair now. Should I even ask you how this happened?
The cat did it.
Stop sounding insane.
I mean, I was distracted getting. Good. One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8, 9.
My dearest Angelica, tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day. I trust you'll understand the reference to another Scottish tragedy without my having a name to play. They think me Macbeth. Ambition is my folly, I'm a polymath, a pain in the ass, massive pain. Madison is Banquo, Jefferson is Macduff, and Burnham Wood is Congress on its way to Dunsany. Here you are an ocean away, you have to live an ocean away. minute, save my plate.
Alexander,
Okay.
your son is 9 years old today. He has something he'd like to say. He's been practicing all day. Philip, take it away.
Daddy, look. My name is Philip. I am a poet. I wrote this poem just to show it. And I just turned 9. You can write rhymes, but you can't write rhymes. What? I practice French and play piano with my mother. I have a sister, but I want a little brother. Okay. My daddy's trying to start America's day. Like this twat cut the side.
Take a break.
Hey, our kid is pretty.
Look, Grandpa's in the paper.
Not hating on.
Philip Schuyler loses Senate seat to young upstart Aaron Burr. Grandpa just lost his seat in the Senate.
Sometimes that's how it goes.
Daddy's gonna find out any minute.
I'm sure he already knows.
Further down, let's meet the newest senator from New York.
New York, our senator.
Burr? Since when are you a Democratic Republican?
Since being one put me on the up and up again.
No one knows who you are or what you do.
They don't need to know me, they won't like you.
Excuse me?
Wall Street thinks you're great. You'll always be adored by the things you create, but upstate,
Wait.
people think you're crooked. The scholarship was up for grabs, so I took it.
I've always considered you a friend.
I don't see why that has to
You
end.
changed parties to run against my father-in-law.
I changed parties to seize the opportunity I saw. I swear your pride will be the death of us all. Beware, it goeth before the fall. The issue on the table.
You're the
France is
best.
on the verge of war with England. Now, do we provide aid and troops to our French allies, or should we stay out of it? Remember, my decision on this matter is not subject to congressional approval. The only person you have to convince is me. Secretary Jefferson, you have the floor, sir.
When we were on death's door when we were needy, we made a promise. We signed a treaty. We needed money and guns and half a chance. Who provided those funds?
France.
In return, they didn't ask for land. Only a promise that we'd lend a hand and stand with them if they fought against oppressors. And revolution is messy, but now is the time to stand. Stand with our brothers as they fight against tyranny. I know that Alexander Hamilton is here and he would rather not have this debate. I'll remind him that he is not Secretary of State. He knows nothing of loyalty. Smells like new money, dresses like fake royalty. Desperate to rise above his station. Everything he does betrays the ideals of our nation. Hey, and if you don't know, now you know, Mr. President.
Thank you, Secretary Jefferson. Secretary Hamilton, your response. Come on.
You must be out of your goddamn mind if you think the president is gonna bring the nation to the brink of meddling in the middle of a military mess, a game of chess where France is queen and kingless. You signed a treaty with a king whose head is now in a basket. Would you like to take it out and ask it? Or should we honor our treaty, King Louis's head? Do whatever you want. I'm super dead. Enough.
Hamilton is right.
Mr.
We're too
President.
fragile to start another fight.
But, sir, do we not fight for freedom?
Sure, when the French figure out who's gonna lead them.
The people are leading.
People are rioting. There's a difference. Frankly, it's a little disquieting. You would let your ideals blind you to reality. Hamilton, sir, draft a statement of neutrality.
Did you forget Lafayette?
What?
Have you an ounce of regret? You accumulate debt, you accumulate power, yet in that hour of need you forget.
Lafayette's a smart man. He'll be fine. And before he was your friend, he was mine. If we try to fight in every revolution in the world, we never stop. Where do we draw the line?
So quick-witted.
Alas, I admit it.
I bet you were quite a lawyer.
My defendants got acquitted.
Yeah. Well, someone ought to remind you.
What?
You're nothing without Washington behind you.
Hamilton.
So, my coworker did see my story, so that might have been my coworker in my life.
It must be nice.
Yeah.
To have Washington on your side. It must be nice. It must be nice. To have Washington on your side.
Every action has an equal opposite reaction. Thanks to Hamilton, our cabinet's fractured into factions. Try not to crack under the stress, we're breaking down like fractions. We smack each other in the press and we don't print retractions. I get no satisfaction witnessing his fits of passion. The way he primps and preens and dresses like the pits of fashion. Our poorest citizens, our farmers live ration to ration. as Wall Street robs them blind in search of chips to cash in. This prick is asking for someone to bring him to task. Somebody give me some dirt on his vacuous mask so we can at last unmask him. I'll pull the trigger on him. Someone load the gun and cock it. While we were all watching, he got Washington in his pocket. It must be nice, it must be nice to have Washington on your side. It must be nice, it must be nice to have Washington on your side. Look back at the Bill of Rights, which I wrote. The ink hasn't dried. It must be nice, it must be nice to have Washington on your side.
So he's doubled the size of the government. Wasn't the trouble with much of our previous government size?
Look in his eyes, see how he lies.
Follow the scent of his enterprise.
Centralizing national credit and making American credit competitive.
If we don't stop it, we aid and abet it.
I have to resign.
Somebody has to stand up for the South.
Somebody has to stand up to his mouth. If there's a fire you're trying to douse, you can't put it out from inside.
I was also thinking about
I am complicit in watching him grabbing and power and kissing. And Washington isn't gonna listen to discipline.
Just restarting the TikTok
This
live.
kid is out.
What?
Oh, this immigrant is somebody we chose. Oh, this immigrant's keeping
The TikTok live.
Yeah.
show these veterans who they're up against.
Just restarting that one.
Now follow the money and see where it goes. Because every second the treasury grows.
But yeah.
If we follow the money and see where it leads, get in the weeds, look for the seeds of Hamilton's misdeeds. It must be nice. It must be nice.
What did you think of the chicken tenders?
Follow the money and see where it goes.
I thought they were pretty good. They're the Panko chicken tenders from Aldi.
The emperor has no
I feel like Panko's crispier, so I wanted to get something different.
we won't be denied. Still, it must be nice. It must be nice to have Washington on your side.
As a small business owner, ever wish you had more time to focus on growing your business? Try Intuit QuickBooks. QuickBooks brings key business tools under one roof with automated bookkeeping, payments, and payroll, and AI-powered tools to help you save time and stay organized.
We're gonna
Plus,
do a
QuickBooks
TikTok
is designed to
swap.
grow with you, with trusted experts available for help or to take things off your plate. Visit QuickBooks.com and get 90% off for 3 months. Brand Power, helping you buy better.